Hey everybody, it's Andrew from the Fan Voice. I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about RWBY episodes 9 and 10. I know I've been away for a long time, but kind of doing these two at a time lately. But episode 9 kind of started off with a bang a little bit. So we kind of see in episode 8 the matchup of Penny and Pyrrha. And you know that that's going to be a bad because Pyrrha has magnetism and you know it can all go wrong. And it's all part of the plan. And sure enough, Ruby's trying to get to Penny and Pyrrha to warn them. Mercury slows her down long enough to see Emerald mess with Pyrrha's mind, basically, and get it to the point for her to kill Penny pretty graphically, actually. It's a good thing she's a robot. This show does a really good job of censoring things in a way that makes a lot of sense. We see kind of in the middle of episode 9, we see Penny kind of cut up, and it's very intense and it's very kind of graphical, but at the same time, there's no blood. So they're still doing a good job of kind of keeping it kid friendly. This happens right in the middle, and it's very shocking, and you kind of don't expect it. And the cool thing about this episode is that now we actually get to see what the bad guys, Cinder, Mercury, and Emerald, we get to kind of see what their actual plan is. So obviously they put this thing in motion. Pyrrha kills Penny, and then they hack into the feed finally, which they've been kind of leading up to for a couple seasons. And they hack into the news feed that's broadcasting the tournament. And Cinder gives her little speech about why should you trust these people in charge. It's a really great speech because for somebody who maybe just takes things for granted in this sort of world, and there's been a lot of world building going on, so we know the kind of people that are in the schools and in the government, you might just take these school headmasters and the military leaders for granted and just be like, oh, they're doing a fine job. But she brings up a lot of really good points and kind of casts and plants the seed of doubt, basically, in people's minds. And it's a great speech. And at the end of episode 9, we see the Grimm finally flooding the city. And this is obviously something that they've been leading up to for a while, that this is part of their plan. They want the Grimm to flood, mass panic, because they're obviously attracted to that negative emotion. All in all, it's a really good episode. And the one thing I've noticed from RWBY lately is that there's not a lot of fat. So episode 9 is a perfect example of that. There's not a lot of filler. Things are happening and moving consistently. And I thought that was really, really great. We obviously got a break between episodes 9 and 10, so we got kind of a 2-week waiting period, which is pretty intense for the kind of cliffhanger that episode 9 ends on. Episode 10 ends up kind of bucking the trend of not a lot of fat. It's more a setup episode than anything else. Of course, it shows RWBY not blaming Pyrrha for what she did, which I thought was a great moment. But there's kind of a lot of setup with what me and my friend call Team Everybody, which is basically everybody at Beacon being kind of like going and trying to save the school and trying to save the city and everything. So mostly it's just a lot of setup. We also see Ironwood fight for the first time, who's pretty awesome. He's kind of a badass, and the action scenes are really great on that. Episode 10, though, just mostly set up. We get a lot of, the lockers are coming down and everybody's grabbing their weapons and getting ready for battle. RWBY ends up riding one of the lockers, which is absolutely ridiculous and over the top and awesome. She ends up riding one of these lockers to Torchwick's ship to try to take him down. So really it's just set up for what I'm assuming is going to be the final 2 episodes. I'm assuming there's going to be 12 in this season. But overall, still really great. Still good action scenes and a lot going on. I have kind of a feeling that I hope they don't rush 11 and 12, because 10 didn't move as much as 9. And I know I've said before, like, whoa, slow down. But it was almost like they could have added a couple of things into 10, but maybe not. They could have this all completely planned out, and the pacing could be absolutely perfect for these last 2 episodes. We don't really know yet. I hope that's the case. And as such, I think this episode stands as a nice kind of breather in between some really story-heavy episodes. I hope that's what happens. I want to know what you guys think, though, because 9 and 10 were really interesting. 9 there were 2 kind of different episodes. 9 had a huge moment. It was really shocking. And 10 was just kind of set up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I will see you guys next time for 11 and 12.